Hey guys, today on People Now, one-on-one with Jennifer Lopez, how she keeps her family life intact. It's in this week's People cover story.
She is small but mighty.
Vanessa Hudgens tells me all about supporting her close friend Sarah Hyland through her health battles.
The Screen Actors Guild Award nominations are in. We're breaking down which of your favorite movies and shows are in the running.
Real Housewives star Kenya Moore opening up about her miracle baby.
Plus, the amazing Rosario Dawson is here with nutrition tips and much more.
It's live today on People Now.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to People Now. Mary Poppins is returning to theaters next week. Mary Poppins Returns. That's right. We're stoked for this. Some of our favorite characters back on the big screen. Star-studded cast. So much anticipation for this.
But Mary Poppins isn't the only Disney franchise returning to theaters. The Lion King, Dumbo, and Aladdin are also slated to get reimagined versions, which is really cool. We want to know, which one are you most excited for? Vote in our People poll or just tweet us your answer with the hashtag #PeopleNow. I want to say Dumbo. I mean,
the Dumbo trailer looks amazing.
Yes, it's such an eerie story. I'm really excited to see that come to life again.
Yeah, we'll see how it works out. All right, check in on those results a little later. For now, here's what you need to know and what's trending today. On the cover of this week's People, Jennifer Lopez is opening up about her second act. The superstar telling all about her new movie, raising twins, finding love, and blending families. It's all in there. And she reveals that even as a young girl in the Bronx, she always had this feeling that something amazing was going to happen. A self-described dreamer and fantasizer, she ditched a desk job at a law firm, dropped out of college to pursue a showbiz career, and that faith in herself obviously paid off. Now she's juggling a $500 million empire as a singer, an actress, dancer, producer, reality TV judge. She does it all. But even with all of that, her number one priority is at home with the kids and the family. Watch this.
Alex and my kids are my everything. They're my main purpose for doing everything that I do, because they're my loves, right? They're the loves in my life. My kids, Alex and his kids, and all of us together kind of creating this beautiful life in this family. All the things that I do in my professional life is I'm always thinking about, would they be proud of this? Would they be inspired by this? Are they gonna go, oh, mommy, you did good? You know, like, those things matter to me. I want them to be proud of their mom.
I think they're proud. J.Lo and A-Rod have been going strong since they met in early 2017, but they're not rushing down the aisle anytime soon. Lopez has been divorced 3 times. After her third split from husband Mark Anthony, she sought the help of a therapist. She says that helped her to overcome an important realization, telling people, I had to learn about myself. I had to realize I didn't have to feel scared that I was going to be alone. Until I could really learn to be happy on my own and love myself, these relationships were never going to work, no matter what. That was a big turning point for me. That's what she said about the whole thing. That was her realization. And she also credits her children for ultimately teaching her about true love. She explains love was supposed to feel a certain way, just natural, with a very selfless, unconditional, pure quality. I like that. As second act gets ready to hit theaters, Lopez says, I've never felt so creatively charged, fulfilled, able to conquer whatever I want to. But again, it all starts with you. You got to be right. And for more with J.Lo, you can pick up a copy of this week's People on newsstands Friday. We are also going to have more with her and her new movie, Second Act. We're all about that later on in the show, so stick around. Well, this Real Housewife is getting real about her miracle baby, and People's got the exclusive. The road to motherhood was a challenging one for Real Housewives of Atlanta star Kenya Moore, but if you ask her, it was all worth it. Moore became a first-time mom at 47 years old, welcoming daughter Brooklyn Doris with husband Mark Daly on November 4th. The new mom tells People that Brooklyn is a dream come true. She says she makes 101 faces. She's so perfect in so many ways. I feel so blessed. Moore was already a stepmom to her husband's 2 children from a previous marriage. The two met in 2016, married in June of 2017, and quickly began trying and struggling to conceive. Moore tells the magazine she was disappointed, but she says she knew she wanted to carry her child and wasn't going to give up. The couple eventually turned to IVF, but even when Moore got pregnant, it was still a struggle. Moore and Daly learned after she gained 17 pounds in 1 week that she had developed preeclampsia. It's a condition marked by extreme fluid retention, high blood pressure. It can lead to serious, even fatal complications. Kenya was in the hospital 12 hours later for an emergency C-section. Remembering that day, Moore says it all happened so fast, everything that could have gone wrong did, but Brooklyn's such a tough baby, so determined. She's my miracle baby. Well, it's safe to say she got the toughness from her mama, and we say congratulations to that happy family. Well, less than a week after we learned the Golden Globe nominations, the nominees for the Screen Actors Guild Awards were announced on Wednesday. A Star is Born, Mrs. Maisel, and Ozark leading the way. We love all of those. A Star is Born, obviously, nominated in 4 of the 5 major movie categories. Bradley Cooper, Lady Gaga, Sam Elliott, they were recognized along with the entire cast. Look, a lot of attention given to especially Gaga, but this movie overall.
Yeah, this is not surprising at all. Everyone's talking about A Star is Born. I'm really excited to see Mrs. Maisel in there because I'm a huge fan. Obviously, love Rachel Brosnahan.
That episode last season, the first season.
Yes. We also had Maren Hinkle on the show a few times, and she's wonderful, so I'm definitely rooting for them.
Absolutely, and Ozark, by the way, Jason.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. All right, plus Emily Blunt and Emma Stone both have 2 nominations each. Emily for her starring role in Mary Poppins Returns, and for her supporting role in A Quiet Place. We absolutely love that movie. It was written and directed by her husband, John Krasinski. He garnered a nomination himself for his starring role in the Amazon Prime show Jack Ryan. Now, Emma Stone is nominated for her supporting role in The Favorite alongside co-star Rachel Weisz. She even got a surprising nomination for female actor in a miniseries or movie for Netflix Maniac.
But it shouldn't be that surprising because Maniac is really good.
It is really good.
She's in it with Jonah Hill. I guess surprising because not a lot of people are talking about it just in general, but I think she's pretty great in that.
Maniac had a huge promotional push. I tapped into a couple episodes, and I need to go back now.
You got to finish it. I'm telling you.
Some pleasant surprises, though, came in for the cast in a motion picture category. Black Panther, Crazy Rich Asians, and Black Klansman being recognized alongside the cast of A Star is Born and Bohemian Rhapsody. Love that. And you look at those, so much representation there from people of color in that major category. Buzz about these movies has been going on. SAGs usually are kind of seen as a really good precursor to Oscar nominations, give us a hint about how things will go, who people are excited about.
And it's different than the other award shows. Here, SAG members are voting, so I'm eligible to vote, you guys, and I will be voting.
I'm going to be heavily helping you with
You want to
those.
get into SAG, I know that.
Just for this,
so
just for screeners. For the full list of nominees, you can head to people.com. Make sure to tune into the 25th Annual Screen Actors Guild Awards. They air live on Sunday, January 27th, 8 p.m. Eastern on TNT and TBS. We'll be watching. All right, the legendary Carol Burnett will receive a special honor at the Golden Globes in January. The Hollywood Foreign Press Association announced on Tuesday that the comedian will be the first ever recipient of the Television Special Achievement Award. Going forward, that new award will be named in Burnett's honor and given out as the top honor for contributions in TV. Mohair Tatna, president of the Hollywood Foreign Press, called Burnett a comedy trailblazer. In a statement about the new award, she added, "We are profoundly grateful for her contributions to the entertainment industry and honored to celebrate her legacy forever at the Golden Globes." Tatna called out a number of Burnett's achievements, including first woman to host a variety sketch show, The Carol Burnett Show, the first woman to win both the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor and Kennedy Center honors. Now she can add the Carol Burnett Award to that amazing list. You can watch as Burnett receives the honor when the Golden Globes air Sunday, January 6th on NBC.
I love this so much. I mean, Carol Burnett is 85 years old. Her career has spanned 7 decades of television, which is epic. So I love that she's getting this.
And getting this award, you look at like the Cecil B. DeMille Award, it's very prestigious. This going forward solidifies her place as this legend in Hollywood in a really official way. It'll be an honor, a real honor for the people that receive this moving forward.
And for women, I think it's amazing.
For women, comedians, everything else. All right, guys, we're going to move on now to Star Treks.
Yes, we are kicking off Star Treks today with a little luck in love from Ellen. Gisele Bundchen stopped by The Ellen Show in an episode airing Wednesday, and the model and mother of 2 praised the host for possibly helping her find love with her husband of 9 years, Patriots QB Tom Brady. Take a look.
You were here in 2006. You were single. You had no kids. Nothing. All of a sudden, your whole life has changed, and it happened.
Well, 12 years, right?
Yes, I know, but it was like right after you were here, you met.
I went on a blind date,
yes.
and I met my husband. So I think you might have been my lucky good luck charm, or something.
I think so.
I think so. I think so. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
12 years later, I think I'm very happy with how things turn out. So I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, you're welcome.
And Ellen, a matchmaker? Set me up. The beautiful Gisele looks casually chic in slouchy jeans, a white tee and shimmering blazer, definitely adding her to the list of celebs I want to swap closets with, even though I don't think I would really fit. I don't think I'd fit into her clothes. She also revealed that because she's tall. She also revealed that besides being a great football player, Tom knows his way around the kitchen, specifically during breakfast.
He's an amazing waffle maker.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great.
He makes great waffles.
That's great. The kind that you just literally push that thing down and
Well, he actually makes it better, and he jokes with me. He says, I can't give you the secret, otherwise you won't need me anymore. So he has a secret recipe, which I'm sure there's some package thing involved, but there's other secret recipes. I have never seen him making it because he literally won't let me see it, because he literally says, you won't need me, and then who's gonna?
Yeah.
So I say, okay, that's fine. These taste delicious. I'll keep eating them.
Okay, so she struck out trying to get Tom's secret waffle recipe. She also says she's had zero luck convincing the NFL superstar to hang up his football cleats once and for all.
I'm a Saints fan, and it would help me tremendously if your husband would retire.
I think you should talk with him about that. I haven't been very successful.
No.
No.
Do you want him to retire?
I want him to do whatever makes him happy, but maybe if you have a conversation with him, explain that you love the Saints. And, he might have.
And I love them too. I really do. He's incredible.
All right, so maybe Ellen will have a bit more luck in convincing Tom. I mean, I'm a Packers fan. That would help me out a little bit, too.
Steelers fan, it'd help the Steelers this weekend, actually.
This weekend they're playing, I know.
See what happens.
You're not here for sports. Moving on to this, Mary Poppins Returns is upon us. The London premiere of the Disney sequel is Wednesday night, and one of the movie stars, Hamilton creator Lin-Manuel Miranda, says that acting in this movie was a dream come true.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've never done a movie on this scale, but there are very few movies on this scale, unless your name is Thanos or you fight against Marvel Avengers or something. It was such a dream come true, to have Rob Marshall-Call, who I think is one of the best directors of musicals, full stop. I think he's up there with Vincent Minnelli and Stanley Donen, and so to get to be a part of one of his productions, Mary Poppins, which is so iconic. I grew up dancing along with those penguins in front of my TV like everybody else. It's just a dream.
It's so iconic. And of course, Emily Blunt is taking the lead as Mary Poppins herself. So what was the biggest challenge she faced playing the iconic nanny we know and love?
I think, how do I carve out new space? How do I make my own version of her? What is my own version? And the great thing was that I was brought into the fold very early on, in 2015. We didn't even start shooting till 2017. And so I had many, many months to allow her to sort of permeate and sort of try to build this crazy nanny, who's such a superhuman with great humanity. And so what will she be like to me? I had lots of time. And that was huge, that it was a slow burn. It wasn't that I felt thrown in at the deep end by the time we started shooting. We had 9 weeks of rehearsal, pre-records, the whole thing. She and all of us, I think, felt the characters were so in our bones by the time the cameras rolled. It was all then about the colors, and that was the best part.
Well, the best part for us will definitely be seeing the film finally. So excited. Mary Poppins Returns hits theaters worldwide December 19th. So this holiday season, it looks like Brad Pitt has a lot to look forward to. Amid his high-profile divorce from Angelina Jolie, Pitt is getting ready to host a family Christmas. Pitt reached a temporary child custody agreement with Jolie in November and will get all 6 kids for part of the holiday. And Dad has already begun prepping for the big day. A source tells People, quote, he's decorating his house and wants things to be special for them. Now, despite the very public divorce and custody battle over twins Vivian and Knox, Shiloh, Zahara, Pax, and Maddox, the source also says that Pitt is committed to being a hands-on parent alongside his ex, explaining, quote, he feels like he can still prove to the kids that he is a great dad. And those are your Star Treks for today.
All right, guys, stay with us. Vanessa Hudgens is opening up about her longtime friend Sarah Hyland and her shocking recent health crisis. Plus, we're live with actress Rosario Dawson. Very pumped to have her here, chatting with her about health and fitness and so much more. Stick around for that, coming up in just a bit.
All right, guys, we've been asking which upcoming Disney remake you're most excited for in our People poll. Let's check in on our results so far. I don't know which one is going to be winning here. The Lion King.
And then Mary Poppins second.
Okay.
Aladdin
Wait,
and Dumbo.
why is Dumbo so low? I'm most excited for Dumbo.
I think Dumbo's going to ramp when the full promotional stuff goes. I think people are going to get more excited for that.
There's recency bias here, you know what I'm
Yeah,
talking about?
oh wow.
I don't think it's very fair.
That's true, but The Lion King is so beloved. It's going to be really interesting
But
to see
I know
what
a
they
lot
do.
of people are talking about they don't want to see The Lion King remade. It's also such a sad story. You want to see it?
I do want to see it.
You want to see it all
I'm very
happen?
pro new Lion King.
Okay.
I am. Anyway, keep voting if you need to. I mean, we've got the winner, as far as I'm concerned. We'll now move on to this.
All right, we have some more news about Sarah Hyland to tell you about, including a brand new exclusive interview with Sarah's friend, Vanessa Hudgens. Let's first catch you up here.
Yeah, so here we go. Sarah is 28 years old. She has what's called kidney dysplasia. She's opened up about this, meaning her kidneys, they didn't properly develop when she was in the womb. So then she forms these painful cysts. It's something she's had to deal with.
Yeah, she opened up in this interview. It was really hard to watch because she's been going through a lot. Now, she revealed she had a second kidney transplant last year after her first one failed. Now, her dad gave her the first one. That one failed. Then her brother donated his kidney.
The whole thing's super emotional, obviously, for the whole family. They're all involved in it. And so that takes a toll on her in this whole process as she's dealing with the literal thing that is going on with her body.
She was able to find some humor in it. She joked that her brother had to give up beer, and so she really appreciated that because that was really hard for him.
Yeah.
And then, a source close to her told people that the Modern Family cast and crew have been very supportive of her, saying they wore surgical masks to the set because the medication she's on makes her susceptible to germs. She was also written out of episodes in order to have time to heal from her surgery. So really cool for them to rally around her.
Yeah, they did what they needed to do to kind of help her along with the journey. Obviously, all those guys seem like a really tight-knit family. So that source also said that Sarah's doing really great, but she has her hard days that come and go. And the source says she's always, look, she comes across super strong and bold, and that she is, but the reality is this is really crippling for her.
Well, you see her on Instagram, she looks very happy, and she's obviously working and very dedicated, but right now she has to focus on her physical, mental health, not deal with the negativity, because underneath that surface, there's a lot going on.
No, there is. Well, listen to this. She's had 6 surgeries in the last 16 months, and then she's had 16 total surgeries over the course of her life. She's really been through a lot and is so strong, especially in light of that.
I mean, I can't imagine going through that. She's been very open about undergoing all of this, the second kidney transplant. She's surrounded by a lot of love. One person who's remained by her side, longtime friend Vanessa Hudgens. Now, Vanessa was here doing press for her movie Second Act. She opened up to us about how proud she is of Sarah. Take a look.
I've known Sarah for probably almost 10 years now, so I remember when she needed her first transplant, and I remember when her body was rejecting it, and I remember when she needed her second one, and I'm so proud of her for being brave to share her story with the world, because it was a very emotional and taxing thing on her, and she's just one of the strongest women I know. I always will see her as this tough New Yorker, even though she's so petite. She is small but mighty, and I'm just really proud of her for sharing her truth.
I love that. You can tell that they're really close. She's very supportive of her, especially when she's going through this pretty hard time.
Yeah, it's key to kind of going through this is having a good support group.
Yeah.
She's there for it. All right. You guys ever wonder how Ryan Seacrest is doing these days? Living in New York, he's got the dream job, right? He's got the money flowing. What's life like for him? It turns out we're getting a little sneak peek in his home in this week's People. I'm pumped for it.
Living in New York, I am a little envious of this amazing home. He and his girlfriend Shayna Taylor have a lower Manhattan penthouse with their 3 dogs. Now, of course, they had to relocate from LA to New York for Ryan to co-host Live with Ryan and Kelly. That's a pretty big change. You did it, Jeremy.
I did. I did do it. It's a big adventure. It's a huge change. He might have had a little smoother transition than me. I have a feeling. I don't know. Don't worry though. The couple, they are loving their new digs, especially the open kitchen, which everyone says is key. Watch this.
Definitely got enough space. This is good space for New York City.
Yeah.
And coming from California, we had a little bit of space, so we like the kitchen for that reason. We also like it because it's in an open room, and so you're never separated. One of us could be watching something, one of us can be in here, and you can still
talk and feel like you're connected. Yeah. Natural light too is never a bad thing.
And an island.
A good
Love
island.
An island is so key to spread your mess out when you're making anything.
Man, I want an island. I don't have an island. I think this part was cute though. The pair first bonded over gluten-free pancakes. What a way to bond.
Shayna's a trained chef, so food is central for her life. She said they had food chemistry. She's always on Kelly and Ryan doing food segments with them, by the way, too.
Yeah, and they embrace this move. Obviously, it's a big move. They kind of call it their adventure. They wake up an hour earlier to have time together, working out, walking. I like that.
That's commitment. You know what I knew? So I follow Seacrest. A lot of people do, obviously, but when he started posting photos of the two of them on on his social media, that's when I knew,
Because
man,
he's
this is serious. He's
usually-
very private.
Yeah.
He doesn't reveal that kind of thing. So that's when you knew, of all the stars, like for him, it was like, this is real deal. I've given it a lot of thought, haven't I?
You have, yeah, you have.
You can head to People TV for more inside looks at how the stars live. It's in our Hollywood at Home series. It's really cool. Check that out.
All right, moving on to this. So the North Carolina National Guard is making headlines after sharing this amazing picture. Look at this. So Sergeant Donovan McPherson is rescuing a baby in her car seat.
So what happened here is the question. There was this huge snowstorm. It hit North Carolina this weekend. This baby and the mom, they were stranded at their house for 3 days. A tree brought down power lines. They were without electricity, without heat. Really scary situation.
Wow, it's a really powerful image. I mean, Donovan helped the state's emergency management hazard response team rescue the baby girl and her mother, which obviously we're really happy to hear this.
The whole thing was really serious. At least 3 people died during that snowstorm. That's according to the reporting from the state authorities. Over 500 accidents were reported in North Carolina. And then more than 310,000 people lost power, not only in the Carolinas, but Tennessee and Virginia as well. It was a huge, huge, dangerous event. You know, images here, you see people really coming together to help out. That National Guard officer helping out in a really powerful way.
Yeah, and obviously we are thinking about everyone affected by these storms. All right, you guys, moving on to this. Lin-Manuel Miranda is getting praise for his starring role in Mary Poppins Returns. He's always found time, though, to lend his voice to passionate causes like Hurricane Maria recovery in Puerto Rico.
So that led Lin-Manuel to cross paths with CBS News reporter David Begnaud. I don't know if you're familiar with David. I was following him all through that hurricane crisis, and David's actually revealing his own life struggle in just a bit. But first, he championed coverage of those relief efforts. He was really a leading voice in bringing attention to the needs of the people affected by the hurricane. At some point, like the governor was communicating through him through his social media. David told us all about the first time he met Lin-Manuel.
So he's on set and he tells the anchors, he brings up my reporting. I'm like, well, that's kind of cool.
We're right.
And so I walk in the set, and next thing I know, he makes a beeline off the set and basically sort of like hurls into my arms. And I'm thinking, like, is this happening? It started a relationship with him, his mother, and his father, who I have an immense respect for. Where I'm inspired by him is his ability to be the most authentic version of himself. And when you interview that guy, you get every ounce of heart that is in his body.
I love hearing him talk about Lin-Manuel. You can tell he really looks out to him. And it's cool that they found each other to really team up. I mean, covering Puerto Rico brought him close with Lin-Manuel and his family, but also impacted him as a journalist.
I think there was my career before Puerto Rico and my career after. You cannot go through an endless emergency like that and not come out on the other side with greater perspective. I think it matured me in a way that no other life experience has. I think it made me a better journalist, and it crystallized exactly what I want to do.
And so now he's opening up. David's a trusted journalist now. He never thought that he'd be where he is today, and that's because he's speaking out. He was diagnosed with Tourette's syndrome as a child. He's dealt with it his entire life. He still deals with its effects as a professional adult today. Watch this.
So I still have tics today. I'll kind of do this with my mouth, and it's funny because sometimes the editors will be editing my stories and they'll hear like, what is that? What is I'm hearing? And it's little tics. I forget about them, and my father used to say to me, he'll never forget watching me anchor a morning show in Lafayette where he came, and I was ticking during a commercial break, and as soon as the camera came back on, it all stopped. And he was like, what is it about your job that sort of puts it in the back? It was debilitating as a child. I changed schools 5 times. I was homeschooled. I was given blood pressure medication, which they thought would help the Tourette's.
Yeah, no, David was even bullied as a child, which is obviously horrible. I mean, something he attributes to growing up being gay and having Tourette's.
Yeah, but still, he's had a really positive outlook on his struggles. Watch this.
If you were to say to me, what part of life do you not want to do over again, I'd say my childhood.
Yeah.
And I'm not wounded from it. Like, I don't harbor resentment. Every person who sends me a message today apologizing for how they treated me as a kid, listen, we're good, we're game. Learn that going forward and teach your kids that kind of acceptance towards others, right? Pay that forward.
He has come so far in his career. It's so interesting to hear him speak out. He wants to be an example now for, maybe kids that are going through tough times, whether it be Tourette's or other things, that you can deal with it and you can overcome and then be a successful professional.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I have a friend that has Tourette's, and it's interesting when they talk about it because people think of it and they think that you can't function, you couldn't be working in TV or anything, and clearly he's proving that all wrong. So I think kudos to him and love seeing where else his stuff takes him.
And he just moved to New York. He's got a big new job at CBS News based in New York, so we're glad to see things are going well for him.
Maybe that was a test to see if you were a straight shooter. The lie got you in the door. But you got the job, baby. I mean, come on. You could do this. You could do this.
Miss Davila, a moment.
Hey, who's the champ? What? You're the champ. Come on, who's the champ? Who's the champ? Yeah, come on, wake up. Who's the champ? Let's go. Who's the champ?
I'm the champ?
You're the champ. You're the champ. Come on. Stop. All right.
That's a particular kind of pep talk. Jennifer Lopez is back on screen in an empowering new movie. It's called Second Act. Her character isn't the only one feeling empowered. It's all about confidence for this superstar. Watch this.
There's been times where I feel like I've wanted to give up. There's been times where I felt like I've been, I don't know if underestimated. I think maybe that's one of my superpowers. People might think of that as a silly thing to say, but I really feel like, when people don't know how good you are at something or you get a chance to prove yourself over and over, they're always surprised. Oh, she really can sing, or oh, she really is good actress, or whatever. So I don't look at those things as bad things. I just look at it every single time I do something, it's an opportunity to challenge myself and to be better and prouder of myself. And I think that's where I always keep the focus, not so much on what other people think.
She can do no wrong. There you go. Second Act also reunites J.Lo with her BFF, Leah Remini. They star as co-workers and best friends. J.Lo revealed to us what it's like acting alongside her bestie. Take a look.
Me and Leah have such a shorthand and get along in a way from the minute we met. There was a humor between us, a kind of a care between us, a love between us, and I think you see that in the movie. It translates, and it's I've worked with people I know and have relationships with, and I've worked with just actors who you're creating a relationship with, and there's something just different that happens when you actually love the person that you're working with and really do have a relationship with them. Different things happen because just natural stuff happens, and this movie certainly benefited from the fact that we played best friends, and we kind of are best friends. So.
All right, guys, you know her from the Netflix Marvel Universe, Jane the Virgin, our office's favorite, Rent.
Woo!
Rosario Dawson's here. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Hello.
Thanks for having me.
So much to get into.
Yes.
First things first, you look fantastic. We
Thank
were looking
you.
at your Instagram. We follow you. Your photos are so hot. Like, you look amazing. No, they are. Some of them we can't even show on the show. You're turning 40 in a few months. What are 3 things that you do every day to feel healthy and feel good in your own skin?
Drink a lot of water. Get as much sleep as I possibly can. Meditating, I think, is really good for just your calmness and your sort of sense of being. I think it's like inner health, outer health is all everything. I just did this campaign with Quaker Oats, and I eat oatmeal every single day, and that's for energy, heart health, whatever. I'm lazy, I don't like working out, so it's like, oh, I could do that for my energy or my heart, and I don't even have to do anything. That's great. Digestion, it's you want to be able to do things that you can be consistent about. Because that's what your body wants, is that sort of scheduling and stuff. And I travel all the time, so there's very few things I can do for that.
Yeah, it's even more tough to be consistent when you travel, right? Like everything gets thrown off. But one thing I love too, so you're holistic with that. You're holistic even when it comes to social media, because on Instagram you'll advocate for things.
Yeah.
You use your platform in those ways. How do you decide, I guess, what you're going to post about and how you're going to, devote attention to certain things?
I think I'm terrible about any kind of consistency there.
Okay.
So it's, I find stuff, I've been really loving the idea of an Insta story, because then I feel like I can post a lot of things about a lot of different issues that I care about without it constantly kind of being in my feed. Because this way I can post at any time of the day and it not being like, oh, you shouldn't have posted that at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, I grew up in New York. I grew up in, I love people saying it's not a melting pot, because that sort of gives the idea that everything blends together, which it doesn't. It's more of a salad. And every single piece is really vital and important. And so, that's how I think I just look at everything.
All right.
Yeah, I do want to know, talking about Instagram, does it go down in the DMs?
It does go down.
It does!
We wondered what your response to that was going to be. Wow.
So
It does. I ignore a lot of people.
Is that a tactic that works? Will you
say.
sometimes engage?
Yeah, Ava DuVernay hit me up in a DM. She slid into my DMs and said, hey, I'm doing this music video for Jay-Z. Do you want to come in? I was like, yes. So sometimes it's
These
really
amazing
great.
deals going
That's a different kind of go down than I
It's
thought. It's like the best
the
kind.
world that we live in now. It's kind
Wow.
of incredible. Yeah, I just directed my first short, and we were looking. There was, one of the characters was a trans actress, and we were trying to audition people, and we couldn't find someone really good, and that was a trans girl. And so we ended up. My friend was like, I don't know this girl. girl, but you can, maybe hit her up online. She was in this Quinceañera Netflix special. So this girl, Zoe Luna, I reached out to, and I was like, I'm doing auditions. Can you be here? She's like, I'll be there in 40. And came in, I ended up casting her. She was great.
It's like major Hollywood deals going down the DMs.
Yeah,
What's going on here?
Like, so that's what Instagram could be used for, and DMs could be used for.
That's really cool. That's great. That's really great. And I think that's inspiring a lot of people like, uh-oh, look out, you're about to get flooded. So let's talk about this.
I started off, I ignore a lot of people.
Yeah, right. Just be clear, probably not going to get a response. You adopted your daughter Lola 4 years ago.
That's not her name, and I haven't said her name out in public.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I think it's always hilarious when I see that. But yeah, she was 11 when she first
so you adopted. How has that kind of motherhood, how has that changed you?
It's the best role of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the most incredible thing. It really, I say, especially when you get a kid at that age, sort of you introduce yourself and they come and move into your house, and it's like, wow, hi, how are you? I say kids don't listen, they emulate, and so it's been a huge mirror. It's like I really feel like my daughter, she keeps getting older. She's like, look, I can lift this mirror, it's even bigger. Do you want to see that? And I'm like, oh God, that's a little close.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's really good. It's just constant recognition that we're always growing and we're always learning. And for me, it's what I would imagine as like my first marriage almost. Really, you know what I mean? It's a real commitment for life, and it's really powerful that she was old enough to choose me back.
Right.
So it's really, really beautiful.
That's wonderful. And obviously parenting is never easy, but what's your advice to people that are looking into adoption, specifically maybe preteen or teen adoption?
Just do a lot of visitations and try to get as much information as possible, but just, you have to meet each other. You find, we do that in life all the time. We have so much chosen family in our life that are sometimes even more pivotal sometimes than actual blood family members. And so I've done that like rent thing of just like having family that are just really important to you, but you met them at 10 and 20 and 30. And, so it's the same thing. I got to meet my daughter and she met me, and it was just really clear from the get. And it's remarkable. We are family. She is absolutely my kid. I am absolutely her mother. It's pretty remarkable. And it's even really weird and uncanny because she looks exactly like my mom.
Yeah.
Wow.
On top of that, so like when we walk down the street, no one ever questions whether or not we're family, and it's really uncanny actually. So it's
pure coincidence.
Kind of
Yeah,
definitely. She's Puerto Rican and the island's small, so maybe we are somehow related, but like it's kind of remarkable.
Yeah.
What was it like showing her Rent for the first time?
She's only seen pieces of it. She hasn't watched it yet fully yet.
Oh, really?
Are you holding
It might
off,
be really
or?
interesting. No, she doesn't really ask to watch it.
Okay.
Wait, really? So you don't like show her your
She's seen more
stuff?
of my like animated things, but she's just sort of like, okay, I want to watch this. I'm like, go for it. It's there.
All right.
Whatever you want.
How excited are you for Rent on Fox?
So excited.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like my daughter has naturally big curly hair. She's an incredible singer. She's great with accents and just her energy. She's just so vivacious and incredible. I think she's a really amazing artist. So for me, in the back of my mind, like I'm crafting her to be like a really great maybe one of these days.
I love that. I love it.
We mentioned this before. You're teaming up with Quaker on this great campaign.
Yeah.
The idea is to learn like simple steps, to kind of be healthier and be better. So, what's been the biggest takeaway for you on this campaign?
One, it's like that thing that, we always ate as a kid, but you don't really understand why it's so vitally important. Your parents kind of made sure to get it to you. It's not just because it's just affordable, and which it is, which is remarkable. But it's also one of those things, like my daughter doesn't want it in just like regular oatmeal form. She prefers it in granola and cookies and, and all those kinds of things. But I've learned, like I never really thought about it before, you can have it like a savory bowl.
Right.
Yes,
this was
you can.
surprising to me.
Yeah, this is my thing now.
Yeah.
Like it's like I love having oatmeal, but I always associate it in the morning with like, honey or something like that and raisins.
Or sugar and milk,
sugar.
right?
Whatever you prefer. But like I went to this woman's Sam's place, Oatmeal's New York, which you
No,
have
I
to
love
go to.
oatmeal. Oh my gosh,
She
no,
just
it's like
went
my
on
favorite
Shark Tank.
place.
She got a deal. I was like,
yes,
so
no, I'm
incredible.
obsessed
So
with
no,
oatmeal.
so she serves it as like an egg with sesame oil and soy sauce and seaweed, and like you can have it like a quinoa bowl or rice bowl, an oatmeal bowl. So
It's
you can
like-
have it also like having it in shakes. All the people that I worked with on Marvel when they were like buffing up and like working out and having to be really fit and energetic.
They put it in the
In your
shakes.
shakes. Everyone thinks protein shakes, oatmeal shakes.
Boom.
Yeah, no, it's like a whole new world. You
And
guys
oat
should
milk,
check it
which
out.
we have all the time
I
in
know.
our coffee
All
things,
right. Rosario, thank you so much for everything, and congrats on everything you have going on. And for more healthy tips, head to QuakerOats.com/extraordinaryoats. Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much
watching,
for watching.
Bye-bye.